On this episode of Crappie Kings TV, in Conway, Arkansas, my buddy Jeff Smith, the guy knows how to catch crappie. Good crappie.
Hey, bingo.
What's his name on it?
The great thing about this style of fishing is you're up in these trees, you're working hard, you get that one bite, it's a big fish, and man, it's so exciting. It's just not catching another fish.
You want intense? Look around. Where's that big slab? Come on, slab. This place looks like gold, man.
It does. Whoa, that's what we're looking for. What do you think of that Arkansas crappie right there?
Now this is intense, I told you. Hands and knees, trees above, trees below. You gotta get it underneath the bushes. You gotta watch your rod tip, going through that stuff. It's like a jungle in there.
And this is how you make grouper Creole at Mike's place.
So come on down to Conway and we'll welcome you with our southern hospitality, and you too can have just as much fun as the guys from Crappie Kings TV.
I'm Karl Kalonka, and this is my job. Traveling across North America in search of the best crappie holes while hooking up with some legendary crappie fishermen and a host of colorful characters along the way. Visiting some distinctive destinations and having opportunity to sample some very unique culinary cuisine. Hey, this week on Crappie Kings TV from Conway, Arkansas, my buddy Jeff Smith, the guy knows how to catch crappie. We're going after big Arkansas crappie. Now, if you fish for big bass or muskie, whatever else, you know what it's all about. A lot of times you don't get a lot of fish, but those big ones make it all worthwhile. So that's the game plan. We're gonna catch them, and hopefully you can come here to Conway, Arkansas, and do the exact same thing. Let's go fishing. What do you think, Jeff?
Ready to go.
Catch some fish?
I got a call from a good friend, Jack Wells at B&M. He asked if I could take Karl on Lake Conway. I said it would have been good about 2 months ago, but I could go. And so he set up a time to go, and the tornado obviously caused some changes to the plans. We got out here, it's post-spawn, really difficult fishing on these shallow lakes in Arkansas. After the spawn, they go and they set up and they just don't feed for a while. They're just not as aggressive. And really, really tricky. You got to really hunt for them. You got to get back in, you got to pester them, you got to get it on their nose, straight vertical fishing, right straight down their nose, and whack them. That tree right there is money, buddy. Just get up, get her all the way down the bottom. And then slowly start to come away from it.
This time we had a chance to fish standing trees, single pole, long B&M 12-foot rods, getting sometimes on our hands and knees, fishing for these single big fish. And we're rigged and ready to go. Pink. Brand new color for crappie. Never actually used before. Pink and chartreuse.
Never been done. You'll find out. Is that what they said the #1 SKU was over there?
Pink and chartreuse.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Yeah, my Walmart buyer tells me all the time that pink and chartreuse is #1 around the country.
Yeah.
Of all crappie jigs. You wouldn't think that, would you?
I know.
You wouldn't think.
Well, even the guy who's got my license, he says, you know, you can use all the colors you want, but he goes, if you're not using pink chartreuse, he goes, oh, then you won't catch them. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get some pink and chartreuse. But Jack Wells at B&M hooked me up with Jeff Smith, who owns Leyland Lures, and they're the makers of that crappie magnet. So I know the guy knows how to make crappie lures. Now I'm pretty sure he knows how to catch crappie. I'm just gonna sneak back here and see if there's somebody hiding between these trees right there. Bottom, lift, hold, shake, and then move it. There we go.
You get him?
Yep.
Good deal.
Do 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 do.
Move him up here to me. Whoa, that's what we're looking for. What do you think of that Arkansas crappie right there? He's not a monster, but he's a
Broke the ice.
He broke the ice on us.
You know, he hit it, buddy. I'll show you like this. There was no missing that one. Look how he hit that thing.
Man, he got it
So
down in there
textbook,
too.
eh?
Yeah, textbook.
You know where he was too? On the outside, that little knob thing at the end.
On the outside.
Yeah, on the outside of that single one. I worked all the good stuff.
And what What you want to do is you want to watch that too, because wind's coming this way. That's the downwind side of that.
Gotcha.
So we got to watch that, because that could be very well what all of them are doing.
There's our first picture fish.
We want your mother or great-grandmother with an overweight problem.
Yeah, they'll look good. We'll put some of these in there for some pictures. Thanks, Jeff. Nice.
Do it again.
Crappie magnet. Remember that name?
Sort of them all.
Yes.
The great thing about this style of fishing is you're up in these trees, you're working hard, you get that one bite, it's a big fish, and man, it's so exciting. It's just not catching another fish. It's catching the fish you were looking for up underneath that tree, in the jungle, in the thick stuff. You worked for it, and you crushed it.
Crappie.
Crappie.
Crappie. There's a crappie. There's a crappie. Afternoon of crappie.
Catching crappie, boss. In the jungle, in
Black
the
crappie.
middle of the jungle, yeah. Black crappie in the middle of the jungle right there. You look how thick that is up in there. I mean, it's just thick cover. He was in the middle of the tree of all those trees. Little black crappie. He did exactly what we wanted him to do.
Mm-hmm.
He smoked it. Well, this time of year, when you get into summer patterns, these fish will come off the spawn, they'll get back into the lake, and they'll get on Lake Conway, they'll get on these trees, and they'll be hugging that tree in this 4 to 6, 7 foot of water, and you just have to be patient and go after them. All this stuff looks awesome. We hit 30 trees, and that one tree right smack dab in the middle had him. So when you're fishing a lake like this, after the spawn, they'll go back and they'll sit there and not feed as much. Makes them a little bit harder to catch. Once you find that pattern though, this is real shady, downwind, sore lip them all, babe. So this one in the box.
Where are you, slab? Right in your jungle, man. Right in your home. Now this is intense. I told you, hands and knees, trees above, trees below. You got to get it underneath the bushes. You got to watch your rod tip going through that stuff. It's like a jungle in there, but that's where the crappie are. That's where you got to be, or you're not going to catch them. This is battleground crappie fishing. Whew.
Up here and hit this hole in the middle here, Carl.
Yes, sir. Not for the faint of heart, this stuff. You got to be committed to fish this stuff hard. Oh boy. Oh.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Oh.
Look at that big tree right there. In between those two trees and to the right of the big one. Ooh. You get him?
Yeah.
Good deal.
And it's big.
Good deal. Get this net. If I can reach out and get him, because I'm going to have to reach way over there to get him. Oh, pig. Oh, no.
That's the thing about fishing and that stuff, eh? That's two. That's two big ones. This one was as close as get. I'm pretty sure if we were out that stuff, we could have just pulled him out.
We'd have landed him.
But I had to just keep holding them, right?
And I was grabbing the net with this.
Well, folks, what do you think about that? Now that hurts. Set hook, fish is fighting. I know it's a good crappie. I see it just turn like that. It comes off. It's still fun, man. Honestly, no one likes to lose fish, especially me. Trust me. But the accomplishment of putting it in there, shaking it, look where we are. This is a jungle. And getting them on, you still got to be happy. And I am. Whew.
There you go, there's a crappie. I thought a crappie.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Swing him up in here.
Oh. Uh-oh. Look at this.
Drove all the way down here to catch a black crappie, didn't you?
That's what that is?
I think so.
A white and a black. So you thumped it the way you should, right there.
That's what I'm
Boom.
talking about.
Same spot. There he goes. Put him in the box. Thank you, sir.
No thing. Take a big bite out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talk about local knowledge, you know. Jeff knows these Arkansas lakes, and he said, we're gonna move around a lot. If we're not catching fish, we're moving. Because crappie, everybody knows, you know, you catch one, there's a good chance there's more right there or in the same vicinity. So that was the game plan. Move around a lot, find the fish that want to eat, and keep moving. Hopefully we'll get some big fish, and he proved it. Got him?
Got him.
Atta boy. That's a nice crappie. Eating it.
Nah, he's not that big.
But he's where he said he's supposed to be. You said he's supposed to be there, Jeff.
I about fell in.
This is what you talk about, fighting the elements. Wind, Light bite, but look where he is.
Back in that cover.
In the mess.
Back in there.
Nice one. Good stuff. I'll do you the favor, help you put him in the box.
All right.
Nice one, man.
Watch him, he'll cut you.
Yeah, you got me the other one. We're doing it on a day that's somewhat slow and windy.
We're the only ones doing it. Everyone else is scared and staying home. Not the Crappie Kings.
Hi, my name's John McNamara. I'm the general manager here at Mike's Place in Conway, Arkansas. We're a local restaurant. We were established 9 years ago. Since then, we've been warmly welcomed by the public and sort of accepted as the town's restaurant. We consider ourselves a upscale to moderate fine dining restaurant, steak and seafood, specializing in New Orleans cuisine. Our mantra is called the perfect guest experience. And from the time they leave the house to the time they walk in the door and the time they finish their dessert and leave, that all affects their experience. And our goal and our desire as a restaurant is to provide each person with their individual idea of what their perfect guest experience is. All of our recipes are made from scratch. We do not believe in pre-prepared items. All of our dressings, all of our sauces, and definitely all of our desserts. And on that note, I'd like to welcome you to Mike's Place. And if you'd like to follow me, we'll go back into the kitchen where I'll produce a signature dish of ours called Grouper Creole. First, you would want to season your fish with Cajun seasoning. The spicier you want it, the more seasoning you're going to put on it. Once you do that, make sure your pan has a little bit of butter in it. And you should hear that sizzle. If you don't hear that sizzle, your pan's not hot enough and you're not going to achieve your goal. Blackening sears the seasoning into the side, into the outside, and creates a barrier that doesn't allow the rest of the grease to be sucked up, and then you cook it until the fish is finished. Without that, it'll be a little bit of a greasy finish. So while that's cooking, we're going to mix our sauce up. Our sauce is a combination of two things. The first is an invention of ours, or my grandmother's probably. It's called Bayou butter. And basically, you take butter and soften it on the countertop until you could whip it with a wooden spoon. And you're going to mix a bunch of spices in it. You can put whatever spice you like. We use a lot of thyme, rosemary, Cajun seasoning, things like that. This is the base to a traditional New Orleans barbecue sauce. It's savory butter sauce. It's not like the normal barbecue, but it's still, that's what they call it down there, only in New Orleans. So you get your butter hot. You can add a little bit of chicken stock if you need to thin it down. And then you're going to saute two things in it. These are shrimp. These are smaller shrimp because it's a topping. A lot of times we would use bigger shrimp if they're individual. The other thing that you're going to put in is crawfish. Crawfish, crayfish, mud bugs, whatever you want to call them. These are crawfish tails. They've already been peeled out of the shells and the heads and everything. And basically you want to cook it in this until the shrimp start to lose their translucent color. That means they're done. Don't want to cook on full flame with butter either. Butter has a really hot, low smoke point and it's really easy to burn it. Flip that fish there. A nice thin piece of whitefish like that doesn't take long to cook. Basically once it starts flaking apart on the press, then you know it's done. All right, now once your shrimp have lost that translucent color and start turning white, you can add your last ingredient. This is an Alfredo sauce that we also make. If you don't have an already made Alfredo sauce, it's basically heavy cream and Parmesan cheese, and you could add those separately, but it's a lot better if you make the sauce, keep a little bit cold in your refrigerator. Check that fish one more time. Looking really good. See how when I press right there it splits out? That means it's done. It continues to cook for about 3 minutes while it sits on the plate waiting to be served. And so there's our finished piece of blackened grouper. All right, now you got your sauce a good consistency. You know, you don't want it too runny. You want the sauce to stick to the protein there. And you don't want to leave any of the good parts behind, so we like to rake those out first, all over the top of it. And if you got any sauce left, you can go ahead and put that on there too. It's great for dipping bread in. And this is how you make grouper Creole at Mike's place.
Welcome to Conway, Arkansas. I'm Rachel Earls, Director of Destination Marketing, and I would like to personally welcome you to Conway. Conway is a town of 60,000 people that is constantly growing. We have a median age of around 26, lots of young people, lots of young families, always active. Conway has great fishing, lots of outdoor activities, numerous parks, and we're continually expanding our hotels and restaurants and shopping areas. Conway has a number of hotels, all new within the last 5 years. Lots of the big name brands that you're going to be familiar with, especially the Comfort Inn and Suites. I know they're great for fishermen. If you want to bring your wives to town, we have plenty of places for them to shop. We have a beautiful downtown, which sits just behind me. If you happen to be in Conway fishing the first weekend in May, be sure to stop by the Toadsuck Days Festival. It's a great family festival, something for everyone to enjoy. We have carnival rides, everything you could ever eat fried on a stick, entertainment. So come on down to Conway and we'll welcome you with our Southern hospitality, and you too can have just as much fun as the guys from Crappie Kings TV.
This time of year it's tough, so you got to keep moving. We moved, we went to one spot, we went to deep water, we went to a cove, and then we thought, let's go to an area that's got lots of shade, out of the wind. We went there and they were there. We got a crappie.
Got a crappie?
I got a crappie.
Not a man. Where he should be too, huh?
Where he should be.
In the shade.
Catch
Atta
on.
boy. Good one too. That's what we like to see. Crappie. Look how he took it too. Nice.
Perfect.
Another one for the box.
Sore lip 'em all, baby. We need to do that about 20 more times. Now listen, I just started thinking it, that right there, the back side of that wind, let's just concentrate on it.
Yeah.
Because back around that tree when we went around it right there, all those little bait fish were sitting right on the back side of it.
Okay.
So let's really concentrate. We go up to this tree, you look for where the wind's least,
Yes.
go right down in it. And you see this tree had a flat spot right there? I came around that tree and dropped it right down in there, and dunk. That's where he's gonna be sitting, picking off those bait fish.
He's sitting there waiting. You know, sometimes it's about fishing for lots of fish, numbers, spider rigging, single poling, cork, you name it. But with this kind of presentation at this time of the year, you know, they're not just fast and furious, but the chances of getting a big crappie in Arkansas is what it's all about. So I knew that we're going to be fishing individually with the poles, and any time that I can fish somewhere where that one drop might give me a big fish, I'm there. You got him? Atta boy. He got him.
Sore lip 'em all, baby.
Yeah.
This guy's not hooked that good. Once you throw the net on this guy,
Okay.
he is barely hooked.
I got the net all
I'm talking about barely
cut up.
hooked.
Look at this. Pandemonium.
Pandemonium. Way to go.
A netter. Look where he got it. Look at
I'm
that.
telling you, he was
Get close
barely,
up
if
there,
I'd have
Jay.
swung him in the...
Look at him. Barely on the lip there, boy. Not aggressive bite at all. Not at all. Look at that. Look how thin that is. And that mouth, that's a white. Jeff knows crappie. Put him in the box.
Put him in the box, boss.
Going in the boss box. There you go. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. As long as they're coming in the boat, I don't care who catches them.
We already had the wrong time to be here. The wind made it even worse.
Look at this wind. We're gonna move and go to another spot. Same kind of trees like this, but a little calmer water. Look for the same kind of depth, because it is just so much effort. And to feel the bite when it's light like that, just tough. So we're gonna move around. Now, do we catch a lot of fish? But we caught some real nice fish. It was a great time in Conway, Arkansas. The weather was nice, sunny, hot, catching fish. You couldn't lose. Will I be back? You bet I will. It's a good one. Yep,
Good deal. Let me get the net
it's a
on.
good one. The white one.
Bingo, baby.
Hey. Buddy.
That was hunting them
where you got
down
it.
right between those
Yeah,
two
man.
trees.
Yeah.
That was hunting them down, getting down on your
Yeah.
knees and getting back
Jeff
in there.
says, get down, boy.
And that's the payoff right there, buddy.
Yeah, man. Look at that. You think he ate that? Look where that one is.
Good, not a living. He thumped it, didn't
Yeah, I never would have missed that one. Oh, yeah.
Arkansas crappie.
Yes, man. Conway, I will be back. Didn't catch a lot, but we had fun catching them. You know what? Sometimes, I said it before, I'll say it again. You can go someplace and catch a lot of crappie or any kind of species, but for me and most folks, it's how you're catching them. And us, this has been one of the most intense ways on our hands and knees in some messy stuff, hunting them down. That sense of gratitude and accomplishment is what it's all about. We did it this week on Crappie King. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. They're gonna taste good, aren't they?
I guarantee it.
Thank you, Fred.
Catching the crappie, boss.
Catching the crappie.
As we say in Arkansas, sore lip 'em all.
And a very big thanks to the Conway Convention and Visitors Bureau in Conway, Arkansas. Visit conwayark.com. Accommodations for the staff of Crappie Kings TV provided by Comfort Inn and Suites in Conway, Arkansas.
Hey, can you give me a drink while you're holding that net?
Yes, boss. I'll get him a drink.
Hey, thanks.
Do the do. Crappie Kings Television, presented by B&M Poles. Wherever fishing takes you, B&M has been there. Young Steels, Ford Lincoln. Power Pole, Shallow Water Anchor. Visit us at crappiekings.com.